Good morning, is it from Zetster's Lab. Just came back from our local shops. Needed some groceries, dog food, that kind of thing. And this morning as I got dressed, I thought, let me put on my new shirt that I mended. Remember my previous video? I showed you my white linen shirt that I bought at the charity shop and the hole that it has got with the hole. I still need to get my English to work this morning. So yesterday I mended the hole, but there's one little challenge. When you are growing your creative juices and your creativity explodes and grows and becomes overwhelming, nice, call it that, you run into a little bit of a challenge, because all of a sudden with this little hole I had so many options that I felt utterly confused. I didn't know what to do, which one to do. So at the end, I nearly didn't do it because it was just too much for me. And then I realized, just do one. Anyone will do. Really, all you have to do is just close that little hole. Do whatever comes first. So after about half an hour of trying this and that and thinking and whatever, I decided on this. So I had a little handkerchief that I also bought at a charity shop with the letter M on. So I don't care about that. So I just thought, what? Just cut a little round circle. There at the back I had some glue, material fabric glue. So I first glue another piece of fabric on, and then when it was dry I just plain running stitch with my sewing machine. I just stitched 3 circles on there, and guess what? It's good enough. It's beautiful. So don't get overwhelmed when you need to do something very small and you have all these options. So I love it. I thought, this is quite cute. It's good enough. I wanted it plain. I didn't want a big thing. So first of all, I thought I'm gonna go white linen, just a little patch on, and then I found my serviette. So at the end I decided this one, and voila, good enough. Love it. It's really just a little thing there. Nobody is even gonna see it, but I was on my way of making it a very big deal when it's not, so just sometimes you just have to do it. When you have all the options. So once again this morning I put it on. I absolutely love my new charity shop shirt, and now it's really my own because I have a little patch there with the M on, nothing to do with me. So whatever that means. And then another thing. So yesterday I actually had 2 things that I needed to do, and I did both. So one was patch my shirt so that I can wear it. That I did. And then secondly, husband gave me this for my birthday. So it is one of his creations. He used once again, I think, a spoon, or I don't know what he used, but you can see, and then it's sea glass and other stones and stuff that he created. This beautiful thing with my jewellery, but this was now for my birthday. So I needed a chain, something to put it on, and I looked at the charity shops. In the charity shops, I looked in my stash of things. Nothing really worked. And then I decided yesterday is the day that I will have to make something. And then voila, I got an absolute brainwave. Make a rope. You are now a rope maker as well, so just make a rope. So what I did was I tore 2 little pieces off one of my eco-dyed cotton fabrics, and I just made a rope. So just look at that. Isn't it? It's just really simple. It's once again, it's just natural fibers. As I told you, I love natural. I usually wear lots of things there as well. So the rope is, all the rope needs to do is keep this thing around my neck, and then just goes with all my other stuff. So I'm actually very pleased. As you can see, I didn't do anything. I just made a knot there. There's the 2 little knots, the end knots, made a big knot there, and it's big good enough. But then I thought about something else, and I've got these very thin leather pieces that I bought many moons ago at a shop. So I thought, you know what, I don't really want only that. So I'm gonna try and see how this goes. And I absolutely think this is gonna be the one. So I took a very thin piece of cloth that I tea-dyed, tore 2 pieces off. Then I've got now my long piece of rope, of leather, and all I'm doing is the method that I showed previously. So you just wet your hands and you just roll. You just roll the one. You remember my toes? I used my toes. That made it much easier. Now I actually need to hold it with one hand and then roll it. So this makes it a little bit more difficult. But I just want, let me do the toe thing. It's gonna be much easier. So I'm outside. It's a beautiful summer's day, and I am sitting on my hammock. Husband made me a cup of tea, but now you can't see my work. So I'm just rolling. And I thought, you know what, I just want to make a short little video just showing you my new mended shirt and my rope. So can you believe it? A rope is so simple to make. I showed you, and I made many. Then I thought, when I started with this one, it needs to be thin enough. You know, I really didn't want a big rope around, thick rope around my neck. So I did tear a thicker piece of cloth. So that's why this one is actually still kind of thick, but I love it. It needs to go with my large present. But then I thought, you know, why not use the leather, one piece of leather, Now it just... I'm not gonna finish this off, but I will. I just want to make a... so that we can just see. But now this is right. So there you can see it. Isn't it gorgeous? Now look at this. Just that little bit of brown, leathery thing there. And this one is actually thinner than that one, but I don't know. So I'm going to finish this one. And then I'm going to have two ropes that I can hang my stuff on. And voila. So once again, use what you have. I even went to the one shop, pep stores we call it. It's our very, very cheapest shop, clothing shop, and they've got things for the house as well. So I actually wanted to buy some plastic. I'm not a plastic person, but to use placemats to use to make beautiful marks on my tea dyed paper and my coffee dyed papers. And then I went there, and guess what? One was 15 Rand and they were beautiful, but I just couldn't buy it because it's use what you have, you know, to create what you love. I've got so many doilies. I've got that huge tablecloth that is so beautiful, net kind of thing, beautiful patterns on. So why buy more stuff? So at the end, I just walked out of the room, didn't buy it because use what you have, you know? It's just, why buy more when I have stuff to use? So this is it. Look, it's coming. It is really, really very beautiful. So even if I'm not going to use it here, I will definitely use it, because so many times I just need something for a beautiful piece of rock or something that I pick up and create a one to wear around my neck. So yes, to me really at this stage it's all about use what you have. You know, it's the other thing when I now go to the charity shop and I get them for next to nothing, and then I'll most probably buy one. But I really didn't want to buy a new plastic thing just because I want to use it to dye one or two little papers. No, I don't think so. So once again, we're all different. As I said, this little thing became nearly became a very, very huge thing, until I realized, you know, is it just relax and just do it. You know, just put that little round piece on, just stitch it on, because then I was thinking slow stitching and different types of cloth and blah, blah, blah. And guess what? Everything would have been good enough and beautiful. So why make it a huge undertaking when it is not? I'm nearly at the end of this little piece. So every time I just wet my hands. This time I've got water. When I made this one yesterday, I used coffee once again because that was what I had close by. But what really, really amazes me about this is the leather is perfect. It is staying rolled perfectly. So you see, this one was going to be a little bit short, but remember how you can just put them together and you make it longer. So that's why I got another piece here. And I also thought this one is grayish. It was my eco dye with the black and the gray. And now I thought I'm gonna go for the yellow, the tea dye in this little one. And then I'm gonna see if I like this more. But what I really know is I will use this, even if I'm not gonna use it for this one. Because the more I look at this, the more I like it, because it's just earthy. Everything is just earthy, and I love it. So here I am now at the end. So what you do is, I showed you, you just do it like this, and then you just roll that side on, and then this side. So there's gonna be a little bit of thicker piece there, but look there, that's nothing. Oh my, okay, no, here it comes. So I will have to cut this one off, because I don't want to get rid of my brown, because there's now a small little piece that doesn't have brown rope in. But once again, who's gonna see and who's gonna care? No one. So I'm actually now, summer just started, so I am actually now, my next project, I've finished my curtains for my kitchen, you saw the video, and now I need to go through my cupboard, clothing cupboard, and see what I'm gonna wear, what I like, what I can change, because guess what? I'm not the same person that I was a year back, last summer. I've changed. So now I need to go through my clothing again. Most of them are handmade by me. So, or charity shop finds, thrifting finds. So now I'll go through all of that, and then I'll decide what needs to be changed, what I can cut up, what I need to give away, throw away. Dye, remember I now got my tea dyeing and coffee dyeing. Realize you can do it fantastically with all my cotton and linen things. Okay, so let me just see. I'm just going to cut that off. Voila, there I have it. Isn't this gorgeous? Look at that. So I can, wow, that is nice, isn't it? Wow. Well, who would have thought when I made my first rope that I'm gonna make my own chains? Isn't it exciting? You know, now I don't need to go and buy things. I can make my own, and I can use what I have to create what I love. So voila. Love you lots, Izet from Zetster's Lab, and as I said, this is now the same length. I can even use it like this. Look how beautiful this is looking. But then I'll just have to make a little clasp to that I can open and close. Then I can put it like that. So the sky's the limit once again. And I can keep going. And then I can decide. Well, so now you know. You can mend anything. Just buy a little or take a little vintage little serviette. Now this was you know what this was. And just work it on, and then when you need rope, just make your own rope. You can even use a piece of leather and a piece of cloth, put them together, and voila, a handkerchief. That's that's the name. That's what I used. Well, have a fantastic day creating. If I can, you can. And the moral of this story actually is, you know, we got to loosen up and just do things, excuse me, without making them so complicated that we actually create a problem that wasn't there in the first place. Just do it. Love you lots.